Dear students, Namaste and welcome back to a new mathematics session. In the previous session, we have discussed the basic concepts of conditional probability. Hope it was clear for you all. In today's session, we shall solve some problems related to conditional probability. Let's move on to the topic. Determine P of E given F in exercises 6 to 9. You are asked to find out P of E given F. Question number 6. A coin is tossed 3 times where E and F are defined. E is head on third toss. F means heads on first 2 tosses. E at least 2 heads. F at most 2 heads. E at most 2 tails. F at least 1 tail. So here a coin is tossed 3 times. Means 2 power 3. There are 8 elements in the sample space. So the sample space is set of all HHH, HHT, HTH, HTT, THH, THT, TTH and all 3 T's, TTT. So this we have already learned in class 11 how to write the sample space if 3 coin is tossed or a coin is tossed 3 times. First one, E. E is head on third toss. So you have to see all the third elements, that is here H. Head on the third toss, that means here H is there, and head on the third toss there is HTH, this will come, that is written, and again here third toss head is there, that also is there, and again here third toss head is there. So these elements, 4 elements, and F is head on first 2 tosses. So F is equal to first 2 tosses head. When the first 2 toss means here head is there, so H will be coming, and thereafter here first 2H and one more T, so HHT. So there is no other cases which are having first 2 heads. So these are the only 2 elements. So we are asked to find out P of E given F. P of E given F, we know the formula P of E intersection F divided by P of F. So E intersection F we have to calculate E and F common element. E and F common element is HHH. So that is written. Then we have to go for finding the probability P of F is equal to, there are 2 elements and in the sample space there are 8 elements. So 2 divided by 8, that is equal to, if you cancel 2 we will get as 1 by 4. Then P of E intersection F we have to calculate. P of E intersection F is equal to, E intersection F is having 1 element and the sample space is having 8 elements. So 1 divided by 8, 1 out of 8, that is the probability of E intersection F. So P of E given F, let's write the formula P of E intersection F divided by P of F, substitute it. E intersection F we are having 1 by 8, 1 by 8 divided by P of F is 1 by 4. So here 1 by 8 divided by 1 by 4, when we simplify it we will get as 4 divided by 8. Denominator will go to the numerator. So 4 divided by 8, and 4 and 8 we can cancel and we will get as 1 by 2. So the first part answer is ready. Then we'll go with the second question. E, at least 2 heads. At least 2 heads means minimum 2 heads. Minimum 2 heads in the sense 3 head also can be taken. So 1 element, and here HHT, at least means minimum 2 heads. Only 1 head we cannot take. So here HHT is taken, HTH is taken, then here THH is taken. The remaining all are having only 1 head. So these elements we cannot take. Here there is no head, that also cannot be taken. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. Next let's try for F. F at most 2 heads means maximum 2 heads. Maximum 2 heads means 3 heads cannot be taken. So this will go. This will be going. Then HHT maximum 2, it's okay. Then here also maximum 2 heads, it's okay. Then HTT maximum 2 head means 1 also, it's okay, no problem. So HTT will be taken. Then here THH can be taken, THT can be taken, TTH can be taken, then triple T also can be taken, because at most 2 heads, maximum 2 heads means 0 also no problem, 1 also no problem, 2 also no problem, but more than 2 not possible. So only this portion is removed, HHH is removed, the balance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements for F. As before, let's go for E intersection F. E intersection F means there is common elements. Here HHT is common, then HTH is common, then here THH is common. So 3 elements common, it is written. Then P of E intersection F. P of E intersection F means E intersection F is having 3 elements. 3, Then total number of elements in the sample space, that is 8. So 3 divided by 8, that is the probability. Then P of F we need to calculate. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements in F. So F divided by total number of elements in the sample space, that is 8. So 7 divided by 8. P of E given F is equal to P of E intersection F divided by P of F. Common formula. Just substitute the values. 3 by 8 divided by 7 by 8. 8 common denominator can be cancelled, and final answer we will get as 3 by 7. Third question, at most 2 tails and F is at least 1 tail. So let's write E, that is at most 2 tails, and F is at least 1 tail. So here is the sample space. From this sample space you have to write E and F. Then E intersection F you have to calculate. Then P of E intersection F and P of F can be calculated. And by using P of E given F formula, you have to find out the probability of P of E given F. So that portion you will do it as homework. Move on to question number 7. 2 coins are tossed once where E tail appears on one coin, F one coin shows head. E no tail appears and F no head appears. So 2 coins are tossed. Let's write the sample space. There are 4 elements, 2 power 2 4 elements. It's quite familiar for us to write the sample space for tossing 2 coins, HH, HT, TH and TT. And E tail appears on one coin. The E is equal to one coin is getting tail. So HT, TH. Next is one coin shows head. So same element only, TH and HT. So HT and TH it is written. So one element or one coin shows head. One coin shows head in the sense this will not come, this also will not come. Here 2 heads and here it is 2 tails. So we have to go for finding E intersection F because we are asked to calculate P of E given F. P of E given F formula we know, P of E intersection F divided by P of F. So E intersection F we have to calculate. 2 elements also common, so HT, TH will be coming. Go for writing the probability. P of F is equal to, there are 2 elements in the set and 4 elements in the sample space. So 2 divided by 4. 2 by 4 when you divide, you will get as 1 by 2. Then E intersection F means here also 2 elements are there, HT and TH. In the sample space there are 4 elements. So 2 by 4 that is equal to 1 by 2. P of E given F is equal to P of E intersection F by P of F. That is equal to E intersection F, that is 1 by 2 divided by P of F is also 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 divided by 1 by 2 is 1. Next question, E is no tail appears means T should not be there. T should not be there means here T is there, here T is there, here T is there. So these 3 will not come, only H will be there. Then no head appears means H will not come. So this will go, this will go, this will go. Only TT will be there. So that is F, TT. E intersection F when we consider, there is no common element, 5 will be there. P of F when we calculate, there is only one element out of 4 in the sample space. So 1 divided by 4. Then P of E intersection F means you know that there is no element, so it is 0. P of E given F is equal to P of E intersection F by P of F. E intersection F we know 0 divided by 1 by 4, that is equal to 0. So P of E given F is 0. Next we shall discuss question number 8. A die is thrown 3 times. E 4 appears on third toss. F 6 and 5 appears respectively on first 2 tosses. Here a die is thrown 3 times. So sample space is a little bit huge enough. So 6 power 3, there are 216 elements. 6 into 6 into 6, 216 elements. So it's not possible to write. We need only the number, just let it be 216. Then 4 appears on the third toss, that is E. This also a little bit of bigger numbers are there. Let's try to write E is equal to set 4 appears on the third toss. So third element is fixed 4. So 114, 124, etc. up to 164. Then 214 up to 264. Then 314 up to 364. Then 414 to 464. And finally up to 614 to 664. So these are E. elements of E, because E we need for writing E intersection F. For that purpose only we are writing E. Next, F 6 and 5 appears respectively on the first two tosses. So here first two elements 6 and 5 it is fixed, and only the third element we need to consider. That is F is equal to 6 and 5, first two elements. So 6 5 1, 6 5 2, 6 5 3, 6 5 4, 6 5 5, 6 5 6. Because die is having 1 2 3 4 5 6, 6 faces numbered 1 to 6. First two elements are fixed. Then P of F is equal to, there are 6 elements, 1 2 3 4 5 6 elements, and the total number of elements in the sample space is 216. So 6 divided by 216. E intersection F is, when you compare this one, 4 appears on the third toss. That is what this E. So 4 appears on the third toss means if you take E intersection F means that also will have 4 on the third. 4 appears on the third toss. That means this E intersection F element also will have 4 on the third toss. Means here when you check, there is only one element is having 4 on the third toss. That is 6 5 4. So this must be the common element. So you should have a little bit of common sense, because here we are not writing all the elements. So when you compare it, it is quite clear that E4 appears on the third toss, that is E. And E intersection F means in F also should have 4 on the third toss. So here when you check F set, there is only one element which is having 4 on the third toss, that is 654. So 654 is the common one. Then P of E intersection F is 1 divided by, there is only one element, total number of elements 216. P of E given F is equal to P of E intersection F by P of F. Substitute it, 1 by 16, 216 by 6 by 216. When you cancel 216 and 216, we will get the answer as 1 by 6. So the required probability is 1 by 6. Next we shall discuss question number 9. Question is, mother, father and son line up at random for family picture. E, son on one end, F, father in middle. So two events are given, E, son on one end, F, father in middle. So here M, F and S we can take. That is, let mother M, father F and son S line up for the family picture. Then the sample space will be M, F, S. Mother first, father in the middle, son at last. Again mother in the first, son is in the middle, father at last. Then father first, mother in the middle, son at last. Again father first, son middle, mother last. Again son first, mother middle, father last. Again son first, father middle, mother last. So sample space we can write as you wish, it's not a problem. So you have to keep your own idea while making the sample space. There is no rule that first one should be like this and second one should be like this. So you can arrange according to your convenience. E, sun on one end. So you can check this sample space and sun on one end. Here there is sun on end, that is MFS, and here also sun is on one end, that is FMS, and again here sun is in the first, that is SMF, and here also sun is at one end, that is in the first is SFM. Then F is father in the middle. Father in the middle means F middle coming means we can take, that is MFS we can take, and here the last one SFM also father is in the middle. Then E intersection F, if you check here MFS is there common and SFM also is there in common. So two elements MFS and SFM. So P of E intersection F is equal to, there are two elements in E intersection F and a total 6 elements in the sample space. So 2 by 6, that is 1 by 3. Next one is P of F is having two elements, F is having two elements. So 2 divided by total elements in the sample space 6. So 2 divided by 6, that is equal to 1 divided by 3. So P of E given F is equal to P of E intersection F by P of F. That is equal to P of E intersection F is 1 by 3 divided by 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 by 1 by 3 is 1. So the required probability is 1. Next we shall discuss question number 10. The question is, a black and a red dice are rolled. Find the conditional probability of obtaining a sum greater than 9 given that the black die resulted in a 5. Second one, find the conditional probability of obtaining the sum given that the red die resulted in a number less than 4. Here two dice are rolling. First one is black and the second one is red we can consider. First one we can consider as black die and the second one we can consider as red die. So let's assume that let the first observation be from the black die and the second from the red die. And find the conditional probability of obtaining sum greater than 9. Sum greater than 9 in the sense sum should be 10, 11 or 12. So the maximum possibility is 12 while rolling a die, 2 dice. So 6 plus 6, 12 is the maximum possibility. So when 2 dice, one black and another one is red, are rolled, the sample space S is having 36 elements, 6 into 6, 36 elements. Here only number of elements is enough and we should be conscious enough to write the subset or the events. So that is enough. No need to write the entire elements in the sample space because 36 elements it takes time to write. So let A be the event obtaining a sum greater than 9. This is what the question. Obtaining a sum greater than 9. So the possibilities are obtaining a greater than 9 in the sense 10 onwards. So 4 plus 6 is 10. Then again 6 plus 4 also 10. Next is 11, 5 comma 6 is 11 and 6 comma 5 we can write. Again 10, one more chance is there, that is 5 comma 5. Next is 12, that is 6 comma 6, 6 plus 6 is 12. These are the possible outcomes. Then given that the black die resulted in a 5, black die in the sense the first one is black. So black die resulted in a 5. So first one is fixed, first one should be 5. So the possible outcomes are 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, 5-4, 5-5 and 5-6. So second one can be anyone and first one only fixed, that is 5. Then we can go for writing A intersection B. It is clearly visible. 5-5 is common and 5-6 also common. So A intersection B is 5, 5, 5, 6. Then P of A given B directly we can write. No need to go for calculating P of A intersection B and P of B because it is easy for us to calculate directly. So we can go direct calculation. So P of A intersection B. P of A intersection B means A intersection B is having 2 elements. So probability is 2 divided by total number of elements in the sample space, that is 36. P of B is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements. So 6 divided by total number of elements 36. So let's substitute 2 by 36 by 6 by 36. Here 36 can be cancelled. 2 by 6 will be coming. Again 2 is common. When we cancel we will get as 1 by 3. So that is the answer for the first question. Then the second question, find the conditional probability of obtaining the sum 8. First one is sum 8. Sum 8 that we have taken as E. Then the possible outcomes are 2, 6, 3, 5, 4, 4, 5, 3, 6, 2. These are the possibilities. When we add these two numbers, you will get 8. 2 plus 6 is 8. 3 plus 5, 8. 4 plus 4, 8. 5 plus 3, 8. 6 plus 2, 8. So possible outcomes we have written. Then condition is given to you. Red die resulted in a number less than 4. Red die in the sense the second one. Second number is resulted in number less than 4. Means second number should be 1, 2 or 3. That means F is red die resulted in a number less than 4, that we have assumed as F. The possible outcomes are second numbers only we have to check. It should be 1, 2, 3. Less than 4 in the sense 1, 2, 3. So 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. Next is 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3. 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3. 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3. 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3. So only the second elements can be considered and first one can be anyone. So these are the elements. Next, E intersection F, when we check, 5, 3 is common. Then 6, 2 is common. So these are the two elements. There is no other elements common. So E intersection F is set of 5, 3, 6, 2. So P of F is here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. 6 into 3. 18 elements divided by total number of elements in the sample space is 36. So 18 by 36. Why we are writing here P of f in the sense here number of elements are more. So that's why we are writing. Here it is very simple. That's why we didn't write. Then P of E intersection f is 1, 2. There are two elements. 2 divided by total number of elements 36. So 2 by 36. P of E given f is P of E intersection f by P of f when we substitute 2 by 36 by 18 by 36. That is equal to 2 by 18. 2 and 18 can be cancelled. That is 1 divided by 9. So the required probability is 1 divided by 9. Next we shall discuss question number 11. A fair die is rolled. Consider events E is equal to set 1, 3, 5, F is equal to set 2, 3 and G is equal to set 2, 3, 4, 5. Find first one P of E given F, P of F given E. Second one P of E given G and P of G given E. Third one P of E given P of E union F given G and P of E intersection F given G. So these questions you will try it as homework. Next we shall discuss question number 12. Assume that each born child is equally likely to be a boy or a girl. If a family has two children, what is the conditional probability that both are girls given that the youngest is a girl? Second question, at least one is a girl. Here question is assume that each born child is equally likely. Equally likely in the sense equal chance means 50-50 chance. Getting a boy and getting a girl, equal chances are there. If a family has two children, what is the conditional probability that both are girls? We have to find out the probability of getting both are girls. Conditions are youngest one is a girl, that is the first one. Second one, at least one is a girl. So let B and G represent the boy and girl child respectively, and in a family there are two children it is given to us. So the sample space will be both boys. First one is a boy and second one is a girl. First one is girl, second one is boy, both are girls. This is the sample space. And here both are girls. Let E be the event that both children are girls. That is what the probability we need to calculate. So we have taken that as E. E be the event that both children are girls. So both children are girls means this is the only one chance, that is G comma G. First one also girl and the second one also girl, because there are only two kids are given in the condition. Then let E dash be the event that the youngest child is a girl. That is the first condition given to you. The youngest is a girl. Youngest is a girl in the sense it can be second one. So youngest one is girl in the sense second one is girl. So here G. So that means BG chances are there, and GG both girls means second one also girl only here. So BG and GG are the possibilities. So E intersection E dash. E intersection E dash in the sense there is only one element, that is G comma G. Probability of E dash we will calculate. There are two elements. So 2 divided by total number of elements in the sample space is 4. So 2 by 4 that is equal to 1 by 2. Next is P of E intersection E dash. That is E intersection E dash is having only one element. Total number of elements in the sample space is 4. So 1 divided by 4. Conditional probability that both are girls given that the youngest child is a girl is given by youngest child is a girl. Youngest child is a girl in the sense that is E dash. So probability of E given E dash. That is what the notation. Probability of E given E dash is equal to P of E intersection E dash divided by P of E dash. We have calculated. That is 1 by 4 divided by 1 by 2. 1 by 4 divided by 1 by 2 when we calculate, we will get the answer as 1 divided by 2. So the required probability is 1 divided by 2. Now we shall discuss the second part. Let A be the event that at least one child is a girl. So at least one child is a girl in the sense, let's recall the sample space BB, BG, GB and GG. At least one child is a girl. At least one child is girl in the sense minimum one girl. Even two also girl, it's not a problem. So here BB, both boys will be removed because we need a minimum one girl. Minimum one girl means here also one girl is there, here also one girl is there, here also one girl is there. Two girls are there, of course one girl is included. So this BB will be removed. So then In the first case, there is E event we have already explained here. Both are girls. E is G comma G. So these are the two things which we have taken from the previous slide. So here A we can write the elements of A is BB removed because we want at least one girl child. So BG, GB and GG are the elements of A. Then as before, E intersection A we have to calculate. When we compare with E and A, GG is common. So G comma G is the common element. Then P of A we will write there are 1, 2, 3 elements. Total 4 elements in the sample space. So 3 divided by 4. Then P of E intersection A is, here there is only one element in E intersection A, 4 elements in the sample space. So 1 divided by 4. So the conditional probability that both are girls given that at least one child is a girl. At least one child is a girl means A. Both are girls we have taken as E in the previous slide. So E given A. Both are girls we have taken as E. Given that at least one child is a girl, that we have taken as A. So probability of E given A. P of E given A is equal to P of E intersection A by P of A. Let's substitute it. P of E intersection A is 1 by 4 divided by P of A is 3 by 4. 4 and 4 can be cancelled and final answer is 1 by 3. Next we shall discuss question number 13. An instructor has a question bank consisting of 300 easy true or false questions, 200 difficult true or false questions, 500 easy multiple choice questions and 400 difficult multiple choice questions. If a question is selected at random from the question bank, what is the probability that it will be an easy question given that it is a multiple choice question? The question wordings are a little bit of confusing. So like LPP, we have to summarize the given conditions in the question so that it will be easy for us to write the probabilities. Here, there are two types of question they are telling. That is, an instructor has a question bank consisting of true or false question and multiple choice questions. These are the two types of question, and the difficulty level is also two, that is easy and difficult. So an instructor has a question bank consisting of 300 easy true or false questions, 200 difficult true or false questions, and 500 easy multiple choice questions and 400 difficult multiple choice questions. So if a question is selected at random from the question bank, what is the probability that it will be an easy question? Condition is given to us, it must be a multiple choice question. Let's summarize it. The given data can be represented as, there are two types of question I told you before, true or false and multiple choice. So first one is true or false type, another one is multiple choice. Again, two categories are there, one is easy, another one is difficult. So easy and difficult. So first one, 300 easy true or false question. So 300 easy true or false question. Next is 200 difficult true or false question. 200 difficult true or false questions. Next one is 500 easy multiple choice questions. So here it is 500 easy multiple choice questions and 400 difficult multiple choice questions. Here it is 400 difficult multiple choice questions. So these are the given conditions. From here we can write down the total. So total easy questions 800, difficult questions 600. So altogether total 1400 questions are there. So this is what the question. This is very important. We have total 1400 questions. And let's assume the alphabet. Let E be for easy question, M for multiple choice question, D for difficult question, T for true or false questions. Then total number of questions, as I have explained to you before, total 1400 is there. Total number of multiple choice questions, we are having 900, because multiple choice question also here it is mentioned. So that total also we need to take, that is 900. So according to the question, what we have to calculate is, what is the probability that it will be an easy question? It will be an easy question in the sense of probability of easy question, that is E, probability of E, given it is a multiple choice question, that means M. So probability of E given M we have to calculate, that is what the formula we have to use. Probability of E given M is equal to, we know the formula, P of E intersection M divided by P of M. Here little bit of difference is there than the previous ones. We have to define this P of E intersection M. E intersection M in the sense easy multiple choice questions. E stands for easy, it is mentioned here, and M stands for multiple choice. So P of E intersection M in the sense easy multiple choice questions. So the probability of selecting an easy multiple choice question is, total number of question is 1400, and a multiple choice question, easy multiple choice question is 500 number. So 500, that is P of E intersection M is equal to 500 divided by 1400. So first part we have got. Once again, P of E intersection M in the sense E stands for easy, M stands for multiple choice. Intersection means and, easy and multiple choice. So selecting an easy multiple choice question is, easy question 500, total number of questions 1400. So 500 divided by 1400. Next, P of M. P of M stands for multiple choice questions. So probability of choosing a multiple choice question, selecting a multiple choice question, that is P of M is equal to, multiple choice questions we are having total 900. So 900, total number of questions 1400. So 900 divided by 1400, when we cancel zeros, we will get it as 9 divided by 14. Once again, this part I will explain. What we have to calculate is the probability that it will be an easy question given that it is a multiple choice question. Easy question means E given M. So that is what we have to calculate, P of E given M. P of E given M formula is P of E intersection M divided by P of M. So E intersection M in the sense easy multiple choice question. So easy multiple choice question in the sense there are 500 easy multiple choice questions are there out of 1400 questions. So 500 divided by 1400, 5 by 14 is the answer. Then denominator is P of M. P of M in the sense multiple choice questions. So probability of getting a multiple choice question. So total 900 multiple choice questions are there out of 1400 questions. So 900 by 1400, cancellation, after cancellation we'll get 9 by 14. So let's substitute it. Probability that a random selected question will be an easy question given that it is a multiple choice question. This is the sentence I have taken from the question. That is P of E given M, that is equal to P of E intersection by P of M, already explained here. Let's substitute it. P of E intersection M is 5 by 14 and P of M is 9 by 14. Cancellation 14 can be done. So the answer will come as 5 by 9. So the required probability is 5 by 9. Dear students, today we have discussed question number 6 to 13 from exercise 13.1. Hope it is clear for you all. I request all the students to go through all the conditions and solve the questions independently in a sheet of paper. While solving, if you have any doubt, please note it and keep. We will discuss it during the discussion session. Thank you for watching.